Hey, what's up, everyone? I am Sophie Barron, the founder and CEO of The Conversationalist. Welcome back to another installment of our TC Live series, where we dive into the most pressing issues that's facing our generation so we can have the real conversations that matter. And today, we have an incredible guest for you. And before we dive in and before I share more about our guest, I wanted to let you all know about some exciting things happening at the Conversationalist right now. So, in regards to everything going on in our country, we just launched a brand new quiz filter called Take Action with TC. You can find it right on our profile, and once you use it, share it on your story and tag us so we can amplify your voices and repost. And in addition, share it with your friends and family. Let's hold each other accountable to take action right now, especially during this very difficult time. So, in addition to our new filter, I have another exciting announcement. We are about to launch our brand new online community. So, we'll be letting you know more about what that entails soon, but if you're interested in joining a community of Gen Zers around the country who care about talking about the issues that matter, check out our link in bio and join the waitlist today so you can get involved and join the conversation list right here, right now. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our incredible guest for today, and I have some announcements that I'm posting here into the chat, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So we have an incredible guest today who you might know, who you probably saw on his incredible journey on American Idol, and without further ado, I am going to bring in Louis Knight. Louis Knight is a musician, a mental health advocate, and an incredible leader who is going to speak with us today about all things mental health and advocacy. And so without further ado, I am going to phone in Louis Knight. And just a reminder, this is a conversation. So submit questions below using the little question sticker. We'll try to get to as many as we can, but this is a conversation. So you are just as much a part of this as Louis and I are. So here we go. And thank you all for being here today. Here we go.
Hi, how are you?
Hey Louis, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I've heard such great things about you. So
Thank
happy
you.
you're here.
Glad
And
to
we
do
have
this with you.
so much to talk about. You have an incredible fan base. We have some awesome questions. I don't know how we're going to get through them all, but
I'm so blessed. Honestly, they're absolutely incredible.
I'm so
Seriously.
happy to hear that. That's
Thank you.
amazing. And before we even dive in, I mean, this is my first time meeting you, and I'm sure for a lot of people here, it's their first time meeting you as well. Can you share a little bit about yourself, where you're quarantining right now, who you are, and anything else we should know about you?
Of course. Anyone that if we haven't met, nice to meet you all, and obviously lovely to meet you too. So I'm Louis Knight. I'm a singer-songwriter, originally from London, England, but I've been living in Philadelphia in the
Awesome.
suburbs of Philadelphia for about 9 years now this summer. Um,
Amazing.
yeah, so I love it here. It's home now, definitely.
I went to
Um,
college in Philly. It's my favorite city in the
oh, you
country,
did?
apart from Wichita, where I'm from.
Okay.
I went to school at Penn, so I spent 5 years
Oh,
in
wow,
Philly.
awesome.
It's the best.
No, it's such a lovely city. You really get like a strong love for it, yeah.
Oh, 100%. And
Sorry,
tell us
excuse
more
me.
about you and your journey.
So I basically took a bit of an open-ended gap year as I call it, after graduating high school to spend time recording and writing an EP, which I then released called Small Victories. And then I basically randomly the opportunity to audition for American Idol just fell out of the sky, and I knew that they said that I could do my original song Change, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. But so I just to be able to sing that song on American Idol was a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Oh,
And then yeah, so it was Idol was an incredible experience, and I managed to make it to the top seven, and we all just became such a family. And now now we're all in quarantine and just transitioning getting back to my original music is really kind of what I'm doing at the moment. But
awesome. And have you been able to focus? It's such a crazy time. Has it been good for your writing, or have you also been taking time for yourself and taking some time off?
honestly, it's during Idol, I didn't get to writing as much as I kind of wanted to because it was just so much going on,
I'm sure.
obviously. Yeah, and so I kind of writing definitely took kind of a back pedal a little bit. So I'm just been these past few weeks since the finale, since Idols ended, just kind of slowly getting back more and more into it. Just trying to sit at the piano for a bit every day.
Awesome. I also saw on Insta that you just got a puppy,
I
which is
did.
very exciting. So I'm sure that's also great for mental health right now.
It really is. She's absolutely adorable. I'm gonna have to try to get her at
Oh
some
yeah, I
point
would
during this.
love for your dog to make a guest appearance. What name did you choose?
My mum and my sister named her Poppy, which is
So
sweet. Yeah,
cute.
she's absolutely adorable. My other dog Milo, who's I think he's about 7 or 8 now. He's not too happy about it
I'm
though.
sure.
He's
It's
taking a while
complicated.
to warm up. Yeah.
100%. Okay, well, welcome, Louie. We're so happy to have you. And before we dive into all things music and your journey, I feel like it's only appropriate to address what's going on right now in our country. This is a very pivotal moment that, I think it's more and more important that we use our voices to talk about and speak out against racism. So before
Absolutely.
diving in, how have you been doing during this situation and what have you been doing to make sure that we're starting these important conversations?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for everyone, we need to educate ourselves, and we need to start like there's just such a big systematic racism is just fully ingrained in our society here in the US, in England, it's worldwide, and it has been for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Totally.
And it's some reason I just got goosebumps. Totally, I just like it's just we need to kind of strip it back, and we need to start rebuilding and reforming the world that we live in because it's not fair, and it hasn't been for a long time, and we need change.
100%. And I'm sure, I don't know if you've been feeling this way, but I've just been feeling like we see far too many people just throwing up trending hashtags and posting black squares in their feed, but we aren't really
Yeah,
taking our activism to the next level. But instead
yeah.
of, dwelling on the negative or what we could be doing or should be doing, what are some positive things that you've seen lately? If you have friends or family speaking out against what's going on, what have you been seeing?
Been seeing what's good, especially with all the hashtag trends and stuff. What's been really nice is I've been able to see just people on social media are actually doing the right thing, which is to focus on ways that you can actually help and
Sure.
using the platform to actually do something. There's so I haven't been able to attend any of the protests at the moment just because my sister is at really high risk if
Wow.
I got sick for if I got COVID. My sister is a type 1, has type 1 diabetes, so she'd be just way higher risk.
Wow.
So my family have asked me not to, but I've been trying to just post as many ways to use my platform to actually properly get change. And I think that's what I've been seeing from tons of my friends on social media. And tons of my friends have been going out to the protests, which is, I mean, it's just really making a difference. And it clearly is, I mean, we're seeing slowly, we're seeing change a little bit, and we need way more. We have miles more to go. But I think for me, I've just been trying to post as much like helpful resources
For sure.
that like petitions and where to donate and just helping in any way that I can with the situation.
I feel the exact same way. And I think it's also important to recognize, there are many different types of allyship and activism. And I've seen a bunch of people saying, there are so many different lanes in this
Yeah,
movement. So not every single person needs to protest or, we can all do what is best for us. So I think it's awesome that, you are prioritizing your family, but still doing
thank you.
everything you can to start
We
the important conversations.
we have to. I mean, it's all these important conversations like mental health and everything. These are all things that are just becoming more and more prevalent in society. And racism, all of these things, we need to just it's 2020. Like let's just talk about them. Let's crush them. Like like let's open the dialogue. It's just so important for us to do. So what you do is amazing.
Thanks, Louie. I could not agree more with what you're saying. There's no better time than now. And I don't know if you heard my intro, but we just released a new quiz filter that actually helps us hold each other accountable and helps us
Oh,
open
that's
up the important
awesome.
conversations on social beyond just the hashtag activism. So Hope you
That's
check it out.
incredible.
But
I'm definitely will, yeah, because that
good.
sounds amazing. Yeah.
For sure. We just felt like we had to do something beyond just throwing up a hashtag. We have to hold each other accountable. So thank you for being here to actually help us
Of
further the
course.
dialogue.
Of
And I'm going to
course.
dive
Thank you
into,
for having me.
oh my gosh, of course. And I know you just alluded to mental health, and that's a huge part of your journey. And I'm getting so overwhelmed with the questions you're receiving. We already have
Sorry.
over 100 in the
Do
queue. So I
we-
don't even know where we're going to start, but I just want to talk more with you about your journey with the topic of mental health. And, I definitely watched you on Idol. I was a huge Larry
No,
Knight
thank you.
fan. And
Thank
from
you.
the minute you walked into the audition room, you really emerged with your real, authentic, genuine self and opened up that important conversation. And if you're comfortable, I'd love for you to share a bit about what mental health looks like and means to you, and how has that impacted your journey with music?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are many places I could start right now. I think I'll start with Russell,
Yeah,
and then maybe I'll segue. So I keep clearing my throat. I've got such bad
same,
allergies right now.
same.
So
No worries.
I left my water downstairs.
Oh no.
Um, so basically, my first experience with mental health wasn't necessarily, I mean, mine. I mean, first of all, I think we all deal with mental health in our own way. Some just way more than others. But mental health is all something that we all have, and it's all something that we need to take care of and address at certain points. So in 2018, my one of I lost one of my brother and I's best friends to suicide. His name was Russell, and it completely just that just completely kind of stopped our world. Like it in tragedy like that, it just completely stops everything. Um, and that was my first kind of experience with starting to kind of my vision of the world completely changed, and you don't look at your friends the same way anymore. I mean, you do, but you just have so much, like, you need to just check. You realize you need to check in with them more than you do already. You need to just kind of, but yeah, I mean, that was, it took a lot to kind of, it took a while to kind of get through that. And, and then one of the things that helped me come to peace a lot with what happened was being able to write, my song Change. I tried to kind of write about the experience a few times and kind of didn't really get anywhere with it until one morning while I was writing my EP, I'd pretty much just finished what I thought was the EP and kind
Wow.
of just written all these love songs.
Wow.
um, and then all of a sudden, one morning at like 10 a.m., 9 a.m., I got up. For me, that was early because I was trying to get a sleep in. But I ended up going down to the piano and I wrote Change. Just kind of came out in like 30, 45 minutes, which was kind of crazy to me. And then that kind of helped me come to peace with it. And I mean, I wrote it as a message of, as a testament to, and a tribute to Russell, and also hopefully as a message of hope for everyone else that are out there in the world struggling. But my experience with mental health, I mean, I think it's something that a lot of us, I don't want to say we all, like, I don't want to, like, um, speak for others, but in my opinion, I do think that we all deal with our own mental health, whether it's we struggle with it or whether we don't. I think it's but I one of the things, like, for example, recently where I struggled with mental health, it was during Idol, a little bit during Idol. It was the last round of Hollywood Week, and I had not got any sleep. And these are one of the, like, having a healthy sleep cycle leads to better mental health.
Of course.
Um, I had had, I was getting like an hour of sleep every night. And
Wow.
by the end of it was the last round of Hollywood Week. And my roommate, Leon, who's an amazing guy, shout out to Leon. He's probably not watching this right now, but if he is, love you, bro. He basically got sent home the second round during the duet round,
Got
and
it.
then I kind of woke. I kind of was just in this empty hotel room by myself, and totally new experience for me. And I've been suffering with anxiety during that week, which I'd never really had much anxiety before. I mean, I've obviously like I've dealt with anxiety before, but not to that level, not to that extreme. And I basically woke up that morning of the third round, and just as soon as I opened my eyes, I just went into like a panic attack for the first time ever. And I mean, luckily I don't have that anymore, but I think it was sleep induced. It was just because of sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
My body was just so run down, and I started packing up my suitcase. I was like, I can't do this. I just didn't think I could handle it, whether that meant giving up my long life passion. I was just so out of my normal headspace, and just thinking so rationally. And then I got kind of like calmed down, and I locked myself in my hotel room because I was so afraid of the cameras, because it was Hollywood Week was very, the show was incredible, but Hollywood Week is kind of where more of the reality TV
Yeah, for
part
sure.
comes out in the show. Um, because you have all these different personalities, you have over 100 people. So I was really worried about cameras like filming me having this like little breakdown that I was having. Um, so I like locked myself in my hotel room, but then the production team and my manager like calmed me down, and they were just like, oh, like just like they could kind of just like step by step, they kind of was like, all right, just get dressed, like throw a shirt on, like we'll go to the venue, like you don't need to perform. um and I just kind of got out of it step by step. And then I ended up having one of the most raw performances, in my opinion, that I've ever done. And that kind of that day just taught me so much about what we're truly capable of, and just perseverance, because we all struggle at some point in our life. We all go through tough times, and no one knows how to sail through a hurricane until you do it. You can't, like, there's no manual book for it. It's just something you have to experience, and you will come out the other end. Whether I'm speaking for just a short-term thing like that, what it was for me, or a long-term depression. I mean, people struggle, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and just if we keep fighting and we keep, we can get there.
Louis, you're incredible. I
Thank you.
Even
Thank
just
you.
hearing you speak about it, I think everything you're saying just resonates so deeply, right? Everyone has mental health. I think we immediately perceive the term as a bad term, referring to
Yeah.
mental health, but really everyone has mental health, and it's really about whether we take care of it or not, where it can evolve into something much worse like mental illness. And so it's incredible to hear how you face that head on, especially during a very public showing. Like, you had to reconcile your own mental health on national television.
Yeah, I cried on
Everyone has to
TV
do.
like 4 times.
Oh my gosh. And I think even more so, I mean, you're seeing it in the comments right now, and I'm sure throughout your platform, you've really struck a chord with our generation.
Mm,
Everyone goes through this, and everyone is supporting you by bringing it up and talking about it. So thank you for doing that.
thank
And
you.
I
Thank
think
you
it's also
guys,
so
everyone.
important to recognize that, you're not alone. Like, you even said, when you had to pull yourself out of that rut to really get to the stage and perform that day, you had people carrying you along the way. So as I see people in the chat right now sharing their own experiences and their struggles with mental illness or mental health, or losing a friend just the same, I think it's important for everyone listening right now to realize that you aren't alone, and community
Never.
is so important. And, it's just a matter of speaking up and speaking about it, so you don't let it go left unsaid. So
Exactly.
I
I couldn't
apologize for the
agree.
background
Oh
noise,
no.
but there's so much we have to get to. So I'm curious to know, when you went throughout the entire journey, how how did you continue to face these important issues? Did it only come out during the audition process? How did your mental health evolve throughout the idol process? And was it hard? I was speaking about this with your friend Erin Kirby, who we had a
Oh
couple
yeah,
of weeks
Aaron's
ago,
amazing. Yeah,
the
it's
best. And I
yeah.
asked her, what is it like to constantly compare yourself to others? And does that get easier once you got towards top 7? What was the rest of the journey like for you?
It was incredible. Yeah, it was. I mean, comparing yourself to others, that was something that I've never really experienced so full on until Hollywood Week, because you're just surrounded by just the most, and that definitely contributed to my anxiety, because it was a series of things. And obviously in my case that was more situational. But so wait, sorry, I completely lost my train of
No
thought. I'm
worries, no
sorry.
worries. I just want, do you want me to prompt you again?
Yes, please. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
no worries, no worries. We're all about the real, authentic conversations. How did your mental health evolve as the process went on? You know, how did you stay in your own lane? I mean, you guys were even performing in your own households. You weren't even together
Yeah.
on the same stage. How did you stay true to yourself? And did your mental health waver at times throughout the process?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I think Hollywood Week was definitely the toughest on everyone's mental health, just because
For
you're
sure.
not sleeping and never been surrounded by so much talent in your life, and you're hearing all these people, you forget that, or I forgot I even had a voice and could sing and could even stand alongside some of these people. It was just, and then watching these incredibly talented people go every day was such a weird, hard thing, because then
Yeah.
you don't think you're as good as them, and then you start feel like I started feeling guilty, and then like Francisco and I during our duet, like we forgot that, like we both like forgot some of the words, and then like people that didn't and did so well got sent home. So it's just there was so much. Just you go on such a roller coaster of
Yeah.
ups and downs, and just like you feel guilty and weird, like your whole headspace is just in a different place. And then I think Hawaii, um I mean, it definitely it's hard. It's easy to lose yourself during this process, because you there are so many factors, like who, like you're on national television, you know, who do people want you to be? Who does Katie want you to be? Like, how are you gonna? But it's we all realized, we talk about it, and we realized that it's not it was a competition, but we're all family, we're all friends. Our biggest competition was always ourselves.
For sure.
And that's how I thought about it. Like a lot of people asked me if like Francisco and I were rivals or friends, and we've always just been really good friends.
It's amazing.
It was yeah, he's one of my brothers for life now, honestly, and but yeah, so it's very much like it got easier as when my manager
Awesome. I think I
just called
lost
me,
you for
but
a minute,
sorry,
but I totally hear you. So thank you for walking us through
sorry.
the process. Can you still hear me?
Speak. Sorry, I think
Can you hear me now?
it's delayed. Should I?
No. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's just delayed, like with the camera.
Super weird. You're totally clear on my end.
Okay, I
Um,
think it's fine now. I think it's
okay,
fine.
cool.
Sorry,
No,
sorry,
no worries, no
sorry.
worries. So thank you for walking us through that journey. And I saw my friend Brandon Farbstein pop into the chat and said, you know, what was it like with that overwhelming pressure? And I think in thinking about that moment when you're about to go on stage or you're going through the process, what were your go-to strategies for coping and self-care? What is your outlet in those stressful moments?
Well, honestly, I started taking up. I've stopped doing it as much now, but something that really helped me was meditation.
Awesome.
It was kind of after my experience with my anxiety in Hollywood Week. It kind of left this, because I'd never experienced something so much anxiety before. It kind of left me with anxiety afterwards,
For
and I
sure.
was just so anxious about going back, like Hawaii, like going just like I was just kind of in a very weird headspace, and it was a lot of pressure. Like following up after my audition, when I received just amazingly kind comments from the judges, but it was a lot of pressure. It kind of freaked me out in a way,
For sure.
but so I felt a lot of pressure to try to kind of show up. I mean, obviously that's what we have to do. But yeah, it was sorry, I lost my train of thought
No
again.
worries. You
I'm
answered
so
the question.
ADHD. Okay.
Meditation is one of your go-to
Meditation,
strategies
yeah.
to deal with stress and mental health. That's amazing.
So yeah,
Um,
so leading up to my Hawaii performance, I was meditating like every day, and just practicing breathing. I think if you focus on your breathing or focus on one thing, sometimes it can help just kind of calm you down.
100%. So we only have a little bit of time left.
Sorry.
So I want to try something fun, if you don't
Okay,
mind.
absolutely.
I want to do a rapid question round. We have so many comments and questions to get
Okay.
through. I say we try to get through as many as we can, and then I want to ask you a few more, and maybe your dog will make a guest appearance.
I'll have to go downstairs, but yeah, we can do it.
Amazing. Okay, so I'll just try to pop in a few questions to try to get through as many as we
Okay.
can. Okay, let's start with something small. Let's do, what is your favorite quarantine snack?
I've been trying not to snack,
Nice.
because I think everyone's putting on a Corona belly.
No, I feel you
I
for
definitely
sure.
have. I'm thinking, I'm thinking, I've been eating a lot of sorbet. That's not really a snack, but I've been
It
having
counts.
a lot of sorbet. Yeah,
It counts. Okay, favorite song
definitely.
you've written?
I think I'd have to say change
Oh,
because I don't
nice.
know if I'm ever gonna live up to anything better than that.
It's incredible, and you will 100% live up to that. Your music is
Thank you. I
amazing.
appreciate
Oh my
it.
gosh, how are we gonna pick through these questions? What about, um, how can I become a better singer at home?
I think just practicing as much as you can. Just practicing, and if you want to kind of get more serious about it, it took me a while to, but kind of focus on your breathing more with your diaphragm. It helps kind of open up, and kind of maybe start doing vocal exercises. That helps me a lot.
Love it. What is your favorite song at the moment?
Favorite song at the moment. I
Or
always find this
even,
stuff so hard. I think
yeah,
favorite song at the moment, rapid fire. I've just been listening to Jeremy Zucker recently. Not your friend. I've been playing that on repeat this week.
love it.
But it kind of changes every week, yeah.
Love it. Who inspires you most?
Um, who inspires me most? Musician wise, I would say Lewis Capaldi, without a
Awesome.
doubt. I mean that really is my favorite song at the moment. Before You Go, I mean any song on his album is just incredible, and he's someone to aspire to be. Just kind of how he's so personable, and he's just himself unapologetically, and he's just awesome. So,
Amazing. Favorite thing you've done during quarantine?
performing on American Idol.
That makes sense. I feel like we would all have that answer. Love it. Okay, we'll try to get through a few more.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Oh my gosh, you have so many good ones in here.
Thank you guys for tuning
Ooh.
in.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we're so lucky to have so many of your fans here. When is your latest music going to be released?
So I have my EP out, which is called Small Victories on Spotify, Apple Music, and every streaming platform. I just put out an unplugged video for an unreleased song called Maybe That, which is on my YouTube. And then I have a new song coming out called Twisted Conversations, which is going to be released on all streaming platforms on July 6th.
Amazing. I just listened
Thank
to
you.
Maybe That. It's incredible.
Oh, thank you
Um,
so
did
much.
you also record that in your bedroom like you did for some Idol performances?
So we literally took exactly the same idea because we learned so much from Idol, just doing it from home,
For sure.
like about set design and all this stuff. So we actually did it with the set that we had built for the finale if I had made it, because everything had to be done before.
Yeah.
So then yeah, and it was just a one take live performance that I did just in my dining room.
Wow. You did that in one take?
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, superhuman. It was so good. Everyone needs to
Thank you.
go listen
Oh,
to
thank you
Maybe
so
That.
much.
Oh, amazing. Okay, I'll try to get through a few more. Louis, there
And
are
then should I
so
get
many
my
questions.
dog? Should I?
Yeah, do you want to go grab your
Okay.
dog while I
I'm
put
gonna,
her in?
yeah. I can walk and talk. We're gonna try to do
Amazing.
this.
I love it. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys submitted so many good ones. Ooh, advice for new artists.
I think something that I had to that kind of helped me along the way with Idol. I think any new artist, any songwriter or just musician or singer, just be yourself and stay true to yourself no matter what, because we live in a world where it's so easy to be pulled in every different which way of what you think you need to be. But if you're just your real self, and you kind of sing your message, sing what's in your heart, then I think you have a really good shot. So
That's good advice. And do you
thank
ever
you.
get nervous?
I do. Hang on, guys. I'm on Instagram Live. Hi, this is my dad.
Hey,
Hi,
hi.
nice to meet you. I'm
This is John,
Sophie.
Hello.
Amanda, Sophie.
Hi.
Guys, where's the puppy? Oh, she's in Max's room. All right,
Amazing.
hang on. I'll get. Do I ever get nervous? I do a lot. Um, like with performances, like I mean, I definitely feel more comfortable now. I used to get really nervous when performing, but now I still get nervous, but there's a bit more confidence in there because I have had some awful performances now. Like I've forgotten the words on stage. So it's like those kind of experiences, like it can't get that much worse than that.
We've all been there. I did college a cappella, and I also have forgotten the words before, and it's mortifying, but I can't imagine doing it on live national TV.
Oh, really? You sing too?
I do, but I'm
Oh,
not.
that's awesome.
But we could do it.
Let's do it.
Amazing. I feel like that's
She's
totally outside of
sleeping.
my comfort zone.
Oh,
Okay, I'm so excited to see your dog. Oh my gosh.
she's sleeping right now in my brother's room. Hey, Poppy.
Yeah,
Hey,
you don't need
Pops.
to wake her up. I feel bad.
Oh, but she's like the tiniest little thing.
Oh my gosh, and people are asking, here's the question, what breed is Poppy?
Oh,
She a corgi?
no, she's a. Oh, hang on. Let me shout down the stairs. She's. I'm not sure what she is. Honestly, I had the name just earlier, but I forgot. Guys, oh wait, Max, what breed is Poppy?
Border Collie.
It's Max, my big brother.
Hi, how you doing?
Nice to meet
Sophie.
you. I'm
She's
Sophie.
she's a border collie,
Amazing. Oh
but
my gosh.
she's so cute.
You're so lucky. We used to go to dinner with PowerPoint presentations to our parents about why we should get a dog, and they never
Really,
let us get a dog.
that's
So
amazing. That's
I'm holding
actually
out for one
amazing.
day. I'm living vicariously through you. Oh, amazing. Okay, well, Louis, I don't want to take your entire afternoon. So with the time we have left, I want to ask you just a few last questions. You know, here at the Conversationalist, we are all about having the important conversations, like we mentioned, and helping young people everywhere find their voices. So I would be curious to know, from your perspective, what advice do you have for any Gen Zer out there on finding their voice and then letting their voices be heard?
I think, it's a really, really good question. I think you have to, like, for me, a lot of finding your voice and finding who you are as a person. I think you have to live. You have to live, and I think the real moments that kind of help you really, the big monumental moments in our lives are the moments that we go through struggle, or those are really the moments that kind of help define who you are, because nothing else matters, and it's all about how you are as a person. And I think those moments personally, any kind of moment of struggle for me has been a moment where I've become closer, and any moment where I can be self-reflective with myself, like I'm really lucky to have my outlet as songwriting. That helped me. Songwriting, without a doubt, more than anything, has helped me find my voice, because it's all about just self-reflecting, I
I
think.
was just about
And
to ask you that.
yeah,
So that's incredible advice about really,
sorry if
being
I
introspective.
butchered that. Yeah, I
No,
don't.
that was amazing. I think that's the best advice you could give, right? Like, it's all about your lived
Thank
experiences,
you.
and that forms you and helps you become the person that you are. And
Yeah.
lastly, how can we start more effective conversations about mental health? What advice would you have for someone who doesn't even know where to start?
I think, see, I've partnered with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and we're kind of doing this thing called hashtag Real Convo. And I think it's just so important to like, a lot of us don't feel like we can talk about it with our friends and our loved ones, but we really can, and we need to open up that dialogue. And how can we start having effective conversations? I think just don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be afraid to seek help, because that's okay. We a lot of us do, and And I think, yeah, just starting the conversation, have a real conversation with a friend, a loved one, or a family member, because you're not alone. There are people out there all over the world who are in the same boat as you, and we can all get through it together. We can. So
You're amazing. Hashtag
no,
real
you're
convo. I
amazing.
love it. We've got to get on
Thank
board
you.
with that campaign. Um,
Yeah.
on a serious note, obviously, we come from completely different states. We have completely different experiences. But,
Philly.
speaking as, yeah, Kansas, speaking as someone who, has lost more than one friend to suicide, I just
Sorry.
really admire you for all that you're doing. It's so important to talk about everything, especially mental health. And you're just, you exude charisma and you
Oh,
exude
thank
goodness.
you.
And just thank you for
That
having your platform be a place where we can actually have those real convos, because that's where we're actually going to see the change happen. So
no, that really means a lot,
you're
and I'm
amazing.
so sorry to hear that.
It's crazy. It's been a long time, but it's just, you never know about it till it happens to you, right? Like, I used to see it happen on Glee growing up and on a TV
Yeah,
show here or there, but you don't really understand it until it becomes a part of your lived experience. So that's a
exactly.
lot of
And
why I started the Conversationalist, because I also felt like there wasn't really a place to talk about these issues in a real, authentic way.
yeah,
So I just
well,
hope we can keep them
seriously,
going.
what you're doing is incredible, and I'm so grateful that that I'm here on your live, and we're chatting about this, because you're really helping be a part of the change, and that's what we need. Like, we've experienced loss, and we have to turn that into something positive, and help everyone else. So love
Louis,
you.
you're amazing. So
You're
much love for
amazing. I
you. And
appreciate it.
before
You
you
too.
go, where can we stay in touch with you? Where can people tune in, follow your work, stream your music, and stay in touch?
I'm on all platforms, but I'm mostly active on my Instagram.
Nice.
So if you wanted to drop me a follow, that would be incredible to stay up to date with kind of my life and my music. I have an EP out on, as I said earlier, on Spotify and Apple Music and every platform, and I'm going to be releasing a song on July 6th called Twisted Conversations, as I said, and I'm planning to put out a
Conversations.
song. Thank you. Exactly. And I'm planning to put out a song every other month at the moment. So
I love it. Well, we're going to be your biggest fans here at the
thank you so much.
Conversationalist. So thank you for taking the time out of your afternoon to be here with us today.
Of
And I'm just so
course.
grateful, even though it's through a screen, that I got to meet you. And I hope
I
we
know.
can stay
I'm sure
connected.
we'll meet face to face at some
Yes.
point.
And
But yeah, I mean,
I was just going to say, my boyfriend lives in Philly, so I'm there all the time.
oh,
You can grab
okay.
coffee.
So, yeah, let's definitely do that. That'd be
Love
awesome.
it.
Yeah,
Amazing.
and if you ever want to do this again and hop on a live stream, I'd definitely be up for that. So
Us as well. You're amazing, Louis.
you
I can't
too.
say enough good things about you in the 30
Oh,
minutes we
thank
had
you. So
together. So
I
thank
really
you.
appreciate
I
it.
can't
Thank
wait to see
you.
more pictures of your dog and to stream your music and to stay in touch.
Definitely. That sounds
Awesome.
great.
Thanks,
Oh,
Louis.
all
So
right.
nice to
Nice to
meet
meet
you.
you. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, Louis. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Oh my goodness. Louis is incredible. I hope everyone is feeling the same way that I am right now. He is such a natural leader and is paving the way for us to actually open up these important conversations. So thank you again to Louis Knight. Everyone go follow him on Instagram, stream his music, stay tuned for his new music releases. And last note, if you want to have more of these important conversations with a community of like-minded Gen Zers around the world, follow us at The Conversationalist. We are about to launch our brand new online community, so you can join the waitlist right here, right now, by clicking our link in bio, and we'll text you all of the information. So thank you again for being here. Like Louis said, there's no better time than now to start opening up these important conversations through your lived experiences about the topics that matter to you. So thank you everyone for being here again. My name is Sophie Barron, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for being a part of this conversation. Bye everyone, we'll talk to you soon.